You go to Six Flags.
What up, y'all? It's Michael Shawn, and I know you want to be a podcaster. You want a successful podcast. You want to give your views and opinions, but you just don't know how to do it correctly. That's why you got to hit up ShawnyScott.com. You want to be on radio, and you want to know how to build your radio career. ShawnyScott.com. She's done all of this. I've worked alongside her for years, and I will tell you the information that she can give you is on a value level that I can't even put a price on it. All you have to do is go to ShawnyScott.com. Your future, right now. That's it. Michael Shawn. Yeah.
Michael Shawn and the TakeOver Legends, where the truth hurts, but also makes you
Baby,
laugh.
tap in. Tap in.
Don't never stop if you want to be on top. Yeah.
Low waist, fat, baby, tap in.
Oh, I'ma tap in for sure.
Tap in.
Oh.
Good morning.
Sorry, I'm doing a lot.
Alrighty. Let me lower my phone. Oh, it's not me.
We got two microphones.
Yeah, that's me.
Michael Shawn.
That's me.
Okay.
That's me. Okay, here we go.
ShawnyScott.com. I love that commercial. Every time I see the commercial that we start to show up when I'm talking about ShawnyScott.com, I said, it's so incredible, I can't even put a price on it. I said, but that motherfucker Shawnee will. Facts on facts. All right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. God bless everybody. We made it through the weekend. We made it on a Monday. Jay Black, how was your weekend? I see this shirt says real quick, one more question. That's never good. That's never good in an argument. Real quick, one more question.
There's always one more question. Always. Morning, Kathy, Day One Black. What up, Sequisa?
Good morning, Kathy. Good morning, Sequisa.
Sequisa. Jay, how was your fucking weekend?
Good. Weekend good. School date at the school with my boy. They do stuff up here. They have like picnics, which is weird, but I didn't feel comfortable because we was the only people that look like us, so we was out of there. That was good. Hey, I watched this Netflix thing this weekend called Our Father, and my mind was just about the Dr. Klein in Indianapolis that used his sperm to put in people, and
I tell y'all,
it was
crazy.
94 people in county. Like, watch Netflix. I was blown because literally a father would go there with his wife, giving his sperm, thinking that the doctor putting the dad's sperm in the mom. But he's like, nah, I'm using mine instead.
That's hilarious. Jay
That
like, don't
stuff
be
is-
listening to me talk. I told
the story?
Yeah, I did it 20 minutes. I told you to watch it.
Well, I watched it.
Good.
I stumbled onto it, and
My mistake. He did the homework.
And I literally reached. I was about to do Ancestry.com. I was about to do the search, and then my niece said, "Well, you know, if that's how the police find you, if something's wrong with it, and they look at what." So I stopped. I said, just in case. I don't know. I did a lot.
You need to go back to a life of crime.
I did a lot as a young boy. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. I would be so mad if I told myself. But yeah, that was it.
I knew somebody in Philly who was like, I knew my dad had so many kids that we don't know about that. It was like one day, I'm scared I'm gonna wind up dating my brother. He was like the doctor, but he was doing it without getting paid. But yeah, that doctor was amazing that he actually did that and did not go to jail. Dave, I'm so glad I didn't watch
it was
that.
not against the law.
Yeah, technically it was against the law.
It's not, well, Indianapolis passed it, I think they said in 2018, but all the other states still don't have it. There's no law. If a doctor want to do that, you want to see your gyno and he want to put some sperm up in you, it's like, yo, that stuff is real.
There's going to be some case law soon behind that, trust me.
Yeah, there has to be. That's too easy.
Somebody's
and too smooth.
Establish,
Somebody's too easy.
Take it to court when and some type of legal precedence for the next cases to come.
Yeah.
Just don't be a black man running that. Don't do
Yeah.
that.
He said, "A law come quick."
Because when a law comes quick, when some white couples start having black babies, that'll change the whole game. That'll be in the Supreme Court within 10 minutes. Right? Listen, when Bob and Betty come out with Jay Black, they're gonna be like, oh no, somebody going to jail. Somebody going to jail.
It was crazy how they wanted to just supply the white race. They wanted the blonde hair and blue eyes, and they wanted to make sure the population. They really worried about this losing their edge related with, I guess, the population and being exiled because everybody's going to be minorities in the next whatever many years. But yeah, that was dope.
No offense to our white watchers or anything like that, but America definitely needs a lot more Krispy Kremes coming out. So,
good morning, Apple.
Ain't our fault. We ain't create this. We ain't do it. We was just doing what God put us here. We was just having sex and keeping a baby. That's all we was doing. It wasn't our fault. But not our fault at all. So you felt uncomfortable at your kids' picnic because there was white people there and you were the only black person? You don't see black people? That makes you uncomfortable?
Dog, listen, when you got an elementary school and they got their blankets, their tables, they bring in their food and they got all the stuff going on. Nice event, I get it. But when you're the only one that look like you, I just feel uncomfortable when I'm the only one that looks like me. I don't feel comfortable. Say what you want to say. I just don't feel comfortable. I need to see people that look like me. Because I'm the only one. I feel like I'm being judged. I'm being looked at. It's just weird. I don't feel. I need to relax, and I don't.
Relax. No, get the fuck out of here. No,
I need to relax.
You need to relax.
I need to relax.
You
surprise.
Need to relax.
God.
No, you better go hug a tree. All right.
You would feel weird too if you don't gotta look like you.
I spent 3 years in a high school that was 90% white. Like I've never me being the only person looking like me has never I got over that back in the 80s.
That's right.
Like I went to a school.
Black people attending white picnics
in the 80s.
Yeah, I graduated in 1989. It was.
I forget. I
graduated in 1989. Yeah, number white.
I always make Mike my age. So when he says it, it's like 80. What?
Yeah.
So you grew up around it, so you're used to it.
I didn't grow up around it. No, I didn't grow up around it.
Well, you were in high school.
Yeah, I grew up in the Bronx and in Willingboro, New Jersey, where there was a ton of black people. And Jamaicans and Puerto Ricans were all my neighborhood in the Bronx. So when I went to my sophomore year in high school and I went to 90210, that was traumatic. That was a traumatic fucking experience. Hip hop wasn't cool back then, y'all. I just want y'all to know, all y'all cats are walking around thinking y'all so hip hop. Motherfucker, I was wearing hip hop gear when the shit wasn't cool. MTV was the only black person MTV was playing was Michael Jackson until MTV Raps came out. But going to a picnic with the kid, I thought were you not having a good time, or did you just leave simply because there were no black people?
It was other reasons, but I didn't feel from the time.
All right, what's the other reason?
The car.
Yeah, I would like to know the other reason because I ain't leaving no picnic just because.
Well, no, my boy was ready to go. He was ready. When we just sitting around, everybody on picnic tables. I mean, blankets. Could you bring your blankets or your lawn chairs?
Where's Lady Q?
She was with us. She was there.
Oh, so
she packed the bag. She had the snacks and all that. People was coming in with big pizzas and Chick-fil-A's, and it was all type of food set up. Kids playing basketball. They had the snow cone and the food trucks.
How long did you stay?
Man, we were in and out. Not even 10 minutes.
Really?
We was out. We in and out. And then it was sun beaming down. I'm not an outdoor. I don't like the sun. I like the shade. I'm the guy to go to the beach in my slides with my socks on. I like the shade, but more importantly, I didn't feel. If I'd have felt comfortable, I would encourage us to just chill.
But why ain't y'all just chilling, eat your snacks, and get your own table? Like y'all three work with each other. Why ain't y'all just why ain't y'all set up your table and just start eating the snacks?
I need to see people that look like me to feel comfortable. I hate being the only one that look like me, and I just don't feel comfortable.
Well, if Buddy can handle it during the day, every day.
Well, he don't know. He's just figuring out black and white, and ever since Black History Month, they started to finally say something. Lady Q been teaching them, and he knows that he don't say black and white though. I forgot what he called it. Brown
Pink.
or something like
Does
that.
he,
And
does he use peach? Because Gabe
um,
used to say peach.
but he got a little thing in there that he got a crush on, you know. But it's
That should have made you stay even longer. Was she at the
yes.
picnic?
No, we didn't see her. We didn't see her at that point.
Well, how would you have seen it? You were there for 10 minutes. You
in
might
and
have
out.
just popped up after you were there for your in and out. KJ ate a bag of chips and were ready to go when he didn't see his friend. Oh, when he didn't see his friend. Well, his dad didn't see his friends either. His dad also didn't
But
see his friends.
he said he like a little thing. She a little thing.
She is like Mike said, what is 7% black people? So I mean,
So you got to find one.
No, he like the opposite.
Oh, okay.
So
Well,
he
good for
like
him.
Little thing. We met her mom, at field day because that's Kaden. She talks about him. I'm like, oh, okay. That's my boy. I like that part because ain't no discrimination.
Part at school. That's how you know that you're doing a great job with your kid, J Black. When another parent says, "Oh, my child talks about your child all the time."
That's good stuff.
Yeah, but I'm just not comfortable. So if I'm not comfortable, everybody not comfortable.
Of course.
Don't we know it?
But I bet your ass would have left the little thing was there. I bet your ass would have sat down at that picnic table.
We are not gonna call this little girl little thing. We are not gonna call this little girl little thing.
I ain't commenting because I ain't calling her the little thing.
We are not calling her.
I don't want to say her name, so she's just a little,
little girl.
I call her Little Brittany.
Girl.
Little Brittany. Little Brittany. I call her Little Brittany.
Little Brittany B. It's Brittany B. Little Krispy Kreme. Little Krispy Kreme over there. Okay, young man. See, I love talking like this because I'm not allowed to talk like this with my daughters because it's the opposite way around. So boy, let me tell you something. It feels so good to be a goddamn man when you say, I see that little thing.
Okay, I see what you doing.
I see what you doing, homie.
Oh my God.
I mean, the baby
got the parent. You charming son of a. You got the parents talking about she talking
Note to self. Talk to Gabe before you send them over to Uncle Jay's.
Oh man, and talk to them before you send them over to my house too. Cause damn it,
that'll be.
I see a little young man in my house. We talking like dudes. With all this LBG, no disrespect, boy, to have a heterosexual young man around me, God damn it. I see, old girl. I see what you're doing, young man. I see what you're doing, young man.
For a lot of guys, they can act like it's not, but they want to make sure that their sons, like the opposite sex. That's their goal.
But you'll love your child no matter what they say they prefer.
That's true. Absolutely.
No, I would love my son no matter what. It would just be nice to have vagina in common. That would just be a good thing that we have it in common and we could have some good old-fashioned goddamn barbershop talk because it seems like it's illegal for a man to be a goddamn man and have some barbershop talk. That's what we want to do.
That was offensive.
Y'all want to have hair salon talk. We want to have barbershop talk. I hear what y'all women talking about the shorts we wearing. The shorts we wearing now is like, oh, they got them hoochie daddy shorts on. Bitch, if we gonna talk about hoochie daddy shorts, you gonna get barbershop talk now. I'm saying
y'all been talking about that stuff for years. We finally got gray sweatpants and hoochie shorts. Like, let us live a little bit.
No, but welcome to the world of letting us live. Welcome to the world. Come get it. The gray shorts, y'all see it. Go ahead. I mean, the gray sweatpants. Go make it happen, lady.
Yes.
Shawn, how was your weekend? How'd everything go this weekend?
It wasn't a bad weekend. So I got some work. I got booked for a speaking engagement.
Hey,
July 1st.
Always keeping it moving.
And
yeah.
So I was, and I'll have some more details about it. It's in Tyler, actually. And then so we're in this 30-pound challenge with Rodney Perry. So this morning I did my video of my weight. I'll put that up. Huh?
You put your weight online? What you just say?
Well, I am. It's a 30-pound challenge, so we gotta see.
Yeah. But you gotta say your weight though. You just can't say, "Hey, I'm down 2 pounds," or "I'm down." Like you gotta get the actual weight that you start.
You can take pictures. You can do that, but since I'm at the head of it. You kind of want to encourage people.
Hey, Jay Black, let me take a wild guess. That makes you uncomfortable. Let me take a wild guess.
That make you uncomfortable, Jay Black?
Does that make you uncomfortable having to put your weight up there? I just want to know.
Females, I think females, yes, me, I don't care. When I'm from being 260 down to 190, I don't care no more. As long as I keep it at 200 or less around there, I'm Gucci. Because that's like my 5'7", 200 pounds. I'm good with that. But
the
females,
doctor would not. The doctor would not agree with that.
I know.
Yeah,
I'm comfortable.
Don't make me tell you what the doctor's weight's going to be for 5'7".
I'm comfortable at that 195 to 200 range. That's me. I'm comfortable.
But you know, you can be skinny and unhealthy, Jay Black.
When I was 260, I cared. Oh, I kept on adjusting clothes and my backs were hurting, and like I felt like every time I was eating something, somebody was watching me as I was eating. like at 260, I felt huge. Waist 42, pants. Now I'm 34. Like, it's a big difference. You get confident and comfortable. I'm good. But females, they never like sharing their weight, and they carry their weight different.
Yeah, but now,
we carry our weight differently.
But now they, when people are
Tam.
being more transparent and putting numbers out there. And if you're going to do a 30-pound challenge, it would be good to have a starting weight. So when you get down, everybody's like, ooh, and and hey.
And it might not actually go to 30 pounds because depending on what I do, because if we change the fat to muscle, the number might not change.
Yeah, sometimes the number don't change.
I'll be able to get into the clothes that I want to get into. And like, ultimately, that's the goal. Really not the number, but it's just a set of clothes I have that I'm like, I want to be able to wear these clothes. And I know I want my body to look a certain way. So once it gets there, then.
So how much you weigh, Shiny? How much you weigh? How many pounds?
Let me see.
You 5'3", 5'4"? What we?
You don't have to feel pressure to answer
5'5" brown eyes.
5'5"
brown eyes.
That would be nice if I could grow to 5'5".
Don't ask a woman, is their age and their weight.
I always say the same thing. If I was 6 foot tall, I'd be perfect right now. My weight would be perfect.
Yeah, if I was like 5'5", that'd be great.
5'2", 175. 5'2", 160.
Let me see. I gotta watch the video so I can see.
I'm
gonna post it. I'm gonna post it later because there's some other stuff that I got to put with it and put in the in our group on Facebook. So if you want to join it, you can join our group on Facebook. It's the 30-pound.
Facebook.
Yeah, you ain't on Instagram either.
Shut up.
You know what? You're not on Facebook. You're not on Instagram. What you are in is 1997. That's what you are in. You are in 1997. Mo, how was your weekend?
Dial-up mode right now. I know.
You're
on AOL time, but I'm doing the challenge. I just didn't know I had to do a video.
Instead of text messaging,
you don't have to. That's just what I'm doing to encourage. So like this weekend, I went into the group and engaged with everybody that, hey, you guys, we're going to do this just to motivate them. You don't have to do that. That's just what I'm doing. Yeah, that's just what I'm doing to just encourage everybody. To get on it. Sometimes we need that with this, especially. I know I do. I need other people talking to me about this.
So if you say your dress size, is that equivalent to giving your weight for females?
Well, dress size is different because I wear some 8s, I wear some 10s, but I would like to get back to a 4. Between a 4 and
that's
6.
a big difference. 10 to a 4.
Kind of, sort of.
Maybe I should.
And like you said, we carry weight differently. Like my problem areas are my arms. Like my arms, I need to lose weight in my arms. Not so much my stomach, but it's the way I want things shaped. That's all. And these arms are if I can get rid of the arms and some of this on my face, I know y'all used to seeing my face like this, but this ain't how I usually look. So
yeah, it bothers me. I gain all my weight in my face and my belly.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I gain weight, is my belly and my face be looking big punish. Rest in peace. Mo, how was your weekend, Mo?
How many homeless?
With your Eagles jersey on.
Yeah.
Is that Freddie? No, that's a 24. I thought that was an 84. That's a 24.
Brown 24.
Yeah, this is Gabe's jersey. I actually still have my Freddie Mitchell jersey. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Dredge.
Yes, okay. I have his. I think I have Trey Thomas's still. I don't take that one out now that he's a Pro Bowler. But My weekend was spent. I had meetings, of course, in Philadelphia, and I went to the dine-in movie AMC.
Okay.
You know, you're supposed to support where you got stock at. So I'm trying to teach my son. You know, hey, in order for the stock
Investing where
to,
you.
you know, you've already invested a lot of money into AMC. I know you lost some money, but let's, you know, spend some money with AMC. We're not gonna go to the other ones. Well, $60 wasn't bad because, of course, now it costs a lot of money these days to go to the movies.
Yeah, I heard that.
But when you're waiting, we went to the dine-in one. So you're waiting for your food. The girl spills the drink.
Oh.
It was like, I'm gonna come back. Oh, I'm so sorry. So we got ice and drink pouring off the table.
Oh yeah, they not getting no tip.
They brought the popcorn back, never came and brought back the drink.
Let me.
Oh wow!
We're halfway through the movie. It's a full movie theater because we went to see Jurassic Park, so it was sold out.
Right.
So of course my son's like, I'm thirsty. Where's the drink? And then you get mad when people sneak their own food and drink in the movie.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey,
sound like fun.
What my mama did with us,
sound like fun.
we would have been good money. We would have been Gucci, right? Because we would have brought our own drinks. We wouldn't have to wait. And we would have had to pay $20 for popcorn.
Mistakes happen though. So when the server spills a drink, or you're in a restaurant,
I know Jay Black needs to stop. We can put you on mute because we're not even about to listen to you.
We're not even gonna sit here. We're not even gonna chit chat. We're not even gonna. We're not even gonna grace that comment with a response. He would have wanted his full refund.
She wanted our whole experience. We want to speak to a manager. Our experience is ruined. We couldn't even enjoy the movie, right?
And I got.
And can I take the survey? Can I take the survey? The only way I can get online and take the survey so I can drop bombs on that. And I would like to tell Hollywood and the rest of y'all, I don't give a fuck what happened in COVID because y'all still made money. The prices to see a movie theater are outrageous, and it doesn't meet the same standards as inflation for the rest of the country because the other stuff is based on supply and demand.
Right.
So it's more expensive to actually get the food and everything over here. So I understand grocery stores raising their prices because of what's going on. I understand Ukraine is a major support, maybe number one in wheat sending out throughout the world. I get that. You movie studios and Regal movie theaters or whatever have made it to a point where two people are now spending over $60 to go to a movie theater. That's a lot of goddamn money. Now imagine when you take 5. That's a lot of money. And I found out that the gas prices is a scam. That Exxon, Chevron, and BP still making billion-dollar profits. But they're not making the $100 billion profits. So you guys are pissed, and that's why you guys are raising these gas prices. It ain't got nothing to do with you losing money. So fuck all that Joe Biden stuff talking about gas companies. No, you're making plenty of money. So much so that in Saudi Arabia, where the oil is coming from, not all of our oil, because we decreased a lot of oil that we were getting from there. We have decreased our supply. These cats are playing golfers. Hundreds of millions of dollars to play in a golf tournament there. And their whole thing is, we don't care about making a profit. Anyway, get off my soapbox. My weekend was amazing. I went to the Baltimore Harbor.
B-more,
I was in B-more.
Baltimore, Maryland, the DMV.
So me and Stacy went to Baltimore, and we were at the harbor. And we hung out there. It was dope. It was
just you and Stacy, no kids?
Just me and Stacy.
Wow, that's nice.
Yeah. So we hung out there. We was chilling. We went to Brazilian steakhouse. Shout out to this amazing Brazilian steakhouse that we went to, which is crazy because if you get the unlimited, what they do is if you ever been to a Brazilian steakhouse, they just bring every type of meat possible. Vegans, I'm sorry. If you're watching, vegans, I apologize. And when you turn your coaster over to green, that's when they attack.
Yes.
And they don't stop bringing different types of meats and slicing and ribs and pork this and pork that and this and it's amazing. And it was obviously the only meal I ate for the day because I planned for this because we had made the reservations there. So that was dope. Baltimore Harbor.
It was a date. That was like a date.
It was a date.
That's dope. You might be back in the house soon. At that point,
not yet, because there was not yet. Not yet. I'm good on
Baby
that.
steps.
There was
Baby
also
steps.
no. We were good. There was technical difficulties on the sidelines
Okay.
that I had nothing to do with, and I didn't get involved with because I am not a resident.
Okay.
So when the jump off jumped off, y'all don't need me. I stayed. I followed my therapist's advice to the T. I said I took my meds. I took 2
Stay
extra
under
ones.
the radar. Stay under the radar,
I
Mike.
stayed
Stay
under the radar. I played Candy Crush. You know, it was delayed for a little bit. I had to play Candy Crush for like 40 minutes and had some competition. I made top 5 for the first time. I was good. So,
So the harbor was fun. You enjoyed it. That was a good time away.
the harbor was
Okay.
I ain't been to the Baltimore Harbor in years. So a lot has changed. And they got a lot of different restaurants that weren't there when I went. That's how long ago. Last time I went there, I did a comedy show in that area. So that was dope. Shout out to the staff at the I can't even think of the name of the hotel.
Did you go to Pago de Chao?
Yes. Yes, that's exactly where I went.
Yeah.
That's exactly where we went.
Expensive.
Yeah. But it was dope. It was dope. I like the one I went to in Texas better, but this one was very good. The one in Texas, I thought their salad situation was better because they had some
salad
stuff.
bar is very depends on what city you go to that one at. Yeah.
The one in Texas, I've never seen a salad bar that had that. I should have just got the salad bar. Like honestly, I was done after that. So that was good. Shout out to all the performers, the service staff. Unlike where Jay Black's experience was, there was nobody who looked like him. The service staff at the hotel all looked like us. So and they were all super incredibly nice and pleasant and helpful and all that good stuff. So driving back from Baltimore is never fun. I would like to ask the highways going on 95, how can you have a toll system with just Easy Pass now?
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Get that bill in the
That's how they
mail,
are.
son. You better
Yes.
sign up, get your Easy Pass so they can track you like me.
But it's like that in Dallas. So you never went north?
No, you're different. And I'm not talking about Dallas is different. They're still on the turnpike. You can pay cash up here. There's always 2 lanes that you can pay cash.
Yeah.
But 95 going towards Baltimore and DC, there's one spot, there's one toll booth that just says all Easy Pass, no
Easy
cash.
Pass only.
And I'm like, wow, y'all really trying to push this. Shout out to my hometown, Be More Mike. Didn't get robbed. Pushed into the harbor.
What
No,
happens,
I
Mike,
didn't.
when you miss something and it's like a
Mail
$3
that ticket.
toll, you get the ticket in the mail, you don't see it, and then you turn around 30 days
there's a
later
fine.
and it's $80.
Yeah, exactly.
$60 fee. $60 fee is something crazy.
Yeah, the fee.
Check your mail.
Yeah, you
y'all
better pay 'em.
scammers. And you know how many jobs are lost because of that? How many people
Why not
who
just
had
get an Easy
jobs?
Pass though? Why you been anti-Easy Pass? I know people
I
like
wasn't
you.
anti-Easy Pass. I don't travel like that. I don't
So it
go
ain't
up
gonna
and
go
down.
nowhere. You just always have it. Your
I
license
go to
plate's
the
in the
turnpike.
system.
Nobody uses it.
But you have the account and it'll be there. If you don't use the funds, it still stay there. But anyway.
No, but they take it out of your account every month.
If
Even
you're
if though
using
you're
it,
not
no,
using
if you
it.
got a balance like mine, every 2 weeks, every 10 days, they're taking $70. But if I'm not using it, they're not going to withdraw anything because it's still a balance there. If I can still got $60, there's no need for them to re-up. But there you go.
And it's not like a toll tag because there's still a lot of highways that don't have tolls out here, that don't have tolls at all in my generic area. But eventually I'll just get an Easy Pass and just put it in the damn car. So that was good. That went down. Shout out to the performers out there.
Mo.
The food was crazy. I don't have an Easy Pass. Never did. All right, Stacey Mitchell. What happened, Mo?
Nothing.
She's busy and Shawnee caught something that we missed.
She know that look. She know that look. She's a mom.
Yeah.
She knows that look.
No moving around.
And
She ain't
then
no pants
now
on.
that the look, then my Kayla got sick. So Kayla's in isolation.
Not
right now.
COVID, right? Not COVID.
No,
When you say
they keep saying the tests are coming back. They keep saying it's not the flu, it's not this. So we're still waiting. So she's by
just the
herself.
bug, regular 24-hour type bug.
That's what we think. Because my mom wasn't feeling well either, so I stayed away from her. I was like, "Don't play with me. Stay downstairs. Call me on the phone. Don't play with me, Mom. I can't get sick." Now, the only thing good, there's only one positive about being kicked out your house.
Okay, let me hear this.
There's a
Is that
positive?
you have to keep busy. So my gym game has been vicious.
Okay.
Now we doing 2-a-days because what else is there to do? And I played basketball with them young boys again.
So them young boys.
I played basketball with them young
Oh, you
boys.
say young okay.
And I heard like 3, okay. I said, all right, just give me like 3 more weeks of this. Like, matter of fact, I don't even want to move in the house for 3 weeks. If y'all gonna let me back in the house, give me 3 weeks. I need 3 more weeks.
Oh wow.
Because I need to win. I need to win one of these games. Because now I'm in the running of winning the game to 21. So now I'm like, okay, because I missed a few free throws. I choked out like the Boston Celtics, but I had a chance.
So you're trying to get in shape to make a no shit. Okay. Or because
you should do the challenge with us.
It's coming. I'm literally y'all think I'm lying. I'm 161. So at 153, a 6-pack, a half a 6-pack is already here. It's gonna come. Because when I'm in the room now, all I'm doing is crunches and I'm doing my push-ups and I got the weights in the room. So it's a constant thing now.
So it's easier for men to lose weight than it is for women to lose weight.
Yeah,
it is. It's so much harder because
don't go watch 600 pounds. Don't go watch that 600 pounds show. They'll tell you different.
Yeah, it really.
You should join the challenge, Mike. You need to come join the Facebook group and put your progress there.
Yeah, I'll just put. What I need? Do the math.
I'm not on Facebook. Can you?
Well, you don't have to do 30 pounds. That's the thing, because like some people.
I'm doing the 11 pound. I'm doing the 11 pound.
So say if you gain weight just to discourage the relationship, is that a thing? Like do people gain, like when you talk about losing weight, like if I'm putting it in my mind, I'm thinking about him saying he's losing weight. Is it for himself or for the relationship to feel good?
You insure?
Oh no, I just like wearing tight shirts.
Oh, tight shirts.
Yeah, it's all about me.
Okay.
This is vanity, y'all. This is vanity. I just feeling good when you naked is a good feeling. Like that. This is me and Tony Roberts. He's a comedian, and I've said this before too. This whole thing is to look good, just look presentable naked. I'm not saying you're gonna be. I mean, if you take it there and you got the creatine popping and you working hard. I see y'all at the gym working hard. I see y'all women at the gym doing crazy ab workouts that are just. I'm like, I'm not there. I admire you for what you're doing, but I'm not on that level because that looks very painful. And but I see them rocking.
What are they doing? What do you see them doing?
Oh man, between having the heavy ball at their ankles and then having another heavy ball on their arms and doing crunches where the balls are tapping each other at the top and then twisting the opposite way. That they got the heavy ball between their ankles and their ankles with the heavy ball, which I guess is like 5 or 10 pounds, is going this way, and then the body's going this way, and they're doing this circular thing. And I'm like, God, like I'm not even looking at him sexually. I'm looking at him like, damn, that looks like must be a super
with
shape.
that, Mike. Like even with that, women, women want the waist that goes in, and a lot of those exercises, like you're explaining, makes the waist wide and compact.
Wider.
You get the muscle tone, but for women, it makes your waist wider. So everybody's like women wondering why you're in the gym and why your waist is not going in.
Why you getting thick?
Why you
in the waist?
Yeah, your waist.
Whatever these women were doing were working because their waists were tiny. They were tiny. They were tiny, little thick ass. Yeah, they were
tiny with a wide square waist.
That little they had that little V thing going on. I was like, all right, ladies. I mean, but then they look like they were in their mid-30s. Yeah, some of them, because there's a team of them that go in there and they just go hard. I was like, all right, like one of them ain't nothing crazier because people understand these ladies would be on them weights too, and they be having little skinny Angela Bassett arms, but they're still formed.
Yeah, they're shaped. Yeah.
Don't go lifting some weight after them. Don't go thinking you ain't got to change that weight after the. Man, grab that pin and put that pin to what you normally do. Adjust that pin. Take the don't just go in there.
What you got first?
And pull a hamstring. But it's up to y'all. What we got first? It's up to y'all. I saw that Jay was fascinated that Britney Spears' ex-husband crashed the wedding. White people do that.
Something else.
Yeah.
You said what?
Into the
Go ahead. What do you want to segue into? Well, let me know.
I was trying to lead you into the fat on purpose. That's what I was trying to lead. It was a story. It was a female that said something about.
You act like we rehearsed.
It was a story about someone that mentioned about gaining weight when you're not interested in a relationship anymore. I think that some people put weight on purpose. That was the way to, I guess, to highlight that to their partner. Was it something like that? It was a clip of something that I remember seeing.
Something like that. Here it is.
Communicate with our looks. So if most women are fat and out of shape, like subconsciously she's communicating that she doesn't want the top earning, top quality, best guy. No, she doesn't. Because if she did, she wouldn't be fat.
Ooh.
So I think that
that's so true.
It's true. Like they're all like, we want these best, but most of you guys are out of shape.
That's true.
So it's like, no, they're lying. I think it's just their way of being able to stay just doing whatever they want. Again, not having to sacrifice, not having to step up, not having to do any of that. I think that's their way of staying there, is by creating this perfect guy that doesn't exist and then saying, well, until I find it, I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. It's just a way they enable themselves.
Before these women say this stuff, do they ever like think?
Clearly not.
I don't know.
So,
I mean, that don't even make sense.
What she just explained, wouldn't Oprah go, just Oprah in general, wouldn't Oprah go against that whole concept right there? Wouldn't Oprah destroy that whole philosophy right there?
Oh, this is interesting.
Oprah, Lizzo.
Powerhouse women who would.
Wouldn't Lizzo, wouldn't Lizzo destroy the whole of success and not wanting to sacrifice? Like, play it again. I just want to see if I can get any valid point that these young girls.
But here you go.
Communicate with our looks. So if most women are fat and out of shape, like subconsciously she's communicating that she doesn't want the top earning, top quality, best guy. No, she doesn't. Because if she did, she wouldn't be fat.
Ooh.
So I think that
that's so true.
It's true. Like they're all like, we want these best, but most of you guys are out of shape.
That's true.
So it's like, no, they're lying. I think it's just their way of being able to stay just doing whatever they want. Again, not having to sacrifice, not having to step up, not having to do any of that. I think that's their way of staying there, is by creating this perfect guy that doesn't exist and then saying, well, until I find it, I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. It's just a way they enable themselves.
Yeah.
I don't, you find the point, like you tell me what point she done. I have no idea what these young girls be rambling.
If you're trying to attract a quality individual, shouldn't you bring quality to the table and not be like, you should care about yourself and your body. So you shouldn't just let yourself go and think you're going to get some quality dude. Like, I thought that made perfect sense.
She said quality job too. So, she was like, they don't want you. You don't want a high-paying quality job because you're out of shape. The majority of America is out of shape, sweetie.
And define. I mean, she says she uses the word fat, right? And basically, if you wanted quality, basically a quality job or a quality man, you wouldn't be fat. There are a lot of things that contribute to people's weight gain, right? You don't know if people have thyroid problems. You don't know what it is. Why would you look at the person and say, oh, you're not concerned about yourself? You're complacent with yourself. You don't want anything great.
I don't think she was going there. That's a small sample size if they got medical or health issues.
But no, that's what she's saying.
She's saying
but overall,
that's what she's saying.
Your goal is not to be fat, right? Your goal is to be healthier. Your goal is
But there are unhealthy, skinny people. Right. So to me, I feel like you just generalizing and saying because a person is fat and you're calling them fat,
you letting yourself go. You don't care.
I think that
so you can do something about it. You do something about it.
I agree with Lady Q. I agree with what Lady Q said.
What?
She's trying to fill that void that Kevin Samuels left.
And Kevin Samuels
on that. I mean, it's like if you fat, she didn't make no sense. And then the young man sitting next to her didn't make sense either, because he's like, yeah. Okay, most of these little young girls now and these people have bought bodies, so they fat. They ain't even, if they eat the wrong thing, they gonna bust and they gonna explode. No, they don't care, because they're paying to. They're not taking the time to go to the gym and changing their eating habits and making a lifestyle change.
You worried about the path, not the outcome. Okay.
They're coming up with $20,000 going to Brazil, Mexico, or wherever and getting a tuck. And if you end up having a thyroid problem, or like these little girls, even though they're young, I was looking at some girls that they're young, they're small, they can wear the little bitty clothes, but they're not fit. Like when you look at them, it's like, you know what, you cute right now, but I give you about 6 years and you gonna be big as your mama. Because the mama,
is it something to being in shape and looking good that you can attract the quality praise? Is something to that? You saying there's nothing to you just letting yourself go?
This is the thing. We get like you keep getting caught on that. What irritates me is her saying they don't want good jobs because of their weight. That is stupidity. That is sometimes the reason why people gain weight is because they're working so hard at work. It's because they're overworking, and that's why they eat so unhealthy, because of the hours that they spend at the office or on that laptop trying to make their career go. That's why you'll see a lot of doctors who are overweight, because they're nurses who are spending their entire time working all the time, sacrificing. Now, on the flip side, if you want to talk about getting a man, and we have to admit we live in a vain society. We live in a society where there are men who are attracted to thicker, some people would say fat women, but we live in a society where people are vain and people want the girl who has a small waist and that. But even that, to me, these girls, it started with B. Simone criticizing Martin Luther King. Like, I don't know, maybe somebody's trying to get the Kevin Samuels blueprint.
I just asked, was there some truth to it? Because even with the employers, are there some employers that's not going to hire you because of how you look if you're overweight? Like, let's be real. Let's be honest.
Those are societal norms that are trying to be established by people. And there's a lot of things that look at magazines, for instance, the airbrushing, the touch up, and the bringing in of the waist or the slendering of the hips that they do for a lot of these campaign ads and these print ads and publications. That puts a lot of pressure on people, or women and men in general, to look a certain way. I don't understand what her logic is, because today or tomorrow something could happen to her to render her to where she can't work out.
I mean, we live in
a weight. Does that mean that she's less successful?
I don't think she was.
Well, we don't even know that she works out, because she might just be going to get injections or seeing a, she might just be going to the spa and getting.
She might just be blessed with a metabolism that is amazing. There's just certain people who are who are able to eat whatever they want, whenever they want, and it doesn't change a thing on their body. And God bless you, God. Hey, that metabolism is amazing and everything like that. I guess if you're trying to find a man, the one comment said she was referring to being like a weather girl. Now, this weather woman thing that's going on, this phenomenon, I would like to tell my Hispanic brothers and sisters, we are responsible for this, because if you watch the Spanish channels, every weather girl is
boom, bow, bada bing.
Yes, every weather girl is shaped. Every weather girl, like, it's been going on since like the 90s. Like, weather girls are damn, like, yeah, it's great. My grandfather used to watch the Spanish channel, I swear, just to watch the weather. Like, I remember, God rest his soul. Like, so weather women and traffic women in Texas, they in shape. They whatever they want to be called. I don't know the terminology.
You're seeing full body normally. For weather people, you see the full body. For newscasters, you're behind the desk. You only see kind of like the mid part up.
But even with that, with the news anchors, I mean, when they are hiring them, they still ain't too many
Gotta
thick
be
ones.
easy on the eyes
for women, because there are men who are thickums who are in that industry, and they're
they're the men, but the women.
Yep, but women are not.
We had a girl on Channel 8, little thick, light-skinned girl. She was thick, but she looked good. You know what I'm talking about, Mike?
Demetria.
And like the people got mad because she would wear like the bodycon dresses. Her dresses were too tight, and they said that she was too big. She was too fat for it, but she wasn't fat. She was just.
No, she wasn't fat.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I didn't think she was
Not
fat.
at all.
I just thought
Culturally,
she was curvy. You know,
they was talking about her at the barbershop in a very positive way.
Yeah, she just had curves. She was a voluptuous woman, and she looked good in her clothes, and she was good at what she does. And now they have Tashara. Now Tashara is a dark-skinned girl. She's a Delta. She gets criticized because of her hair.
Yeah,
you know,
she's dope.
And it's like, but this is a beautiful woman. I mean, what is the problem?
She really no facts. She really is like facts. Like she is. But
what difference does it make, JJ?
See, I knew she was coming. That's why I shut up.
She's dark.
I was just trying to get a visual, but go ahead. I was listening to you.
She is a dark-skinned woman. She's a beautiful woman.
No, she's bad.
A beautiful woman.
No,
Yeah.
she's dope. She's
but they don't, you know, because she wears her hair natural, or she might wear braids, and she ended up actually getting an Emmy for one of her pieces on her hair, you know, and they go at her because of her hair, and she's fit. Shara is fit. She's not voluptuous like Demetria. Demetria was a fair-skinned lady with, you know, curly hair, long curly hair. Tashara is a dark-skinned fit woman with natural hair.
Now, the only part I agree with her is this fantasy guy, this perfect man or perfect woman that everybody's out here searching for. I don't know what y'all waiting for. If y'all think y'all gonna find perfect anything, these boxes that they make you believe you got to check and check all these damn boxes. That person, I'm just sorry, y'all. If you got more than 4 boxes, and you're gonna, and you might as well forget it. Ain't nobody checking all them boxes.
What's the top 4 box? Oh, here we go, Michael Shawn. We need to know the top 4 boxes that females should have, and that's it. Like, is credit score number 1? Like, what are the top 4 boxes they should have? These are the standard.
Then once you start bringing credit score up, that's an extra
box.
box.
Oh, that's
like,
extra box.
Yeah. Credit score, like, you could have a 500 today and an 800 in a couple of months.
You could have got something could have happened like tragically, like one bad thing could have happened that lowered you went from a 730 to 640 or something. Like, so credit score. I just want what do I want? Dog, I've been saying this forever. Check box number 1. Do we get along?
Well,
we can actually get along.
Okay.
What about belief in a higher being? Like, you know, your belief system. Believe in God, believe in a higher being.
Is that a standard mandatory?
No.
No,
not for me.
That's an extra box. That's an extra box.
I like to get along.
Yeah. No.
So
God is a big deal. God is a big deal. For me.
So
I understand God is a big deal.
You got to get along. I'm going to write this down.
And I'm not saying any particular religion. I'm saying that's why I use the word belief in a higher being.
Higher being.
Because if you don't have belief in some that there's a higher.
So you have to believe in God. That's a mandatory top 3 box.
For me?
Yeah. Okay. That's I guess everybody's top 3 going to be different though, Mike.
Yeah. I need you to get along. I need you to be a kind person. I need to be attracted to you. I ain't got to think that you are the.
So you got to be attracted to each other. I think that's a mandatory.
Yeah, because physically we got to be attracted to each other.
But define attraction.
There's different ways to be attracted to somebody.
Yeah.
Attraction and get along.
Okay, let me be specific. I need to be physically attracted to you.
Yeah, that's facts.
Because I don't want to.
Your ideal of physical beauty changes throughout the years.
Yeah,
what you like now is not what you liked in your 20s.
And hygiene. I need superior hygiene.
So we can box that in.
That's a mandatory box. You got to have hygiene. Superior hygiene.
Superior hygiene.
He said superior. When you put the superior on there, we working on that, Mike. Remember that falls in the OCD box.
I need. I don't need any smells.
Okay.
On both sides. I have stunk before, and I'm like, I've offended myself. I was like, this is disgusting, Mike.
So guard mode.
Smell like right now is disgusting.
We need your top 3 real quick. Look like the research department want to know.
So I gave you one.
Real quick, Bo. I want you to finish yours real quick about the God thing. The reason I don't put that God thing on my checkbox is I understand why it's so hard to fathom believing in God. I get it. I understand it's hard to look at the Bible and be like, this happened. Now, I believe in God. But I understand if somebody's like, listen, when I die, it's over. I get it. I understand it. Go ahead, Mo.
But if you, for me, personally, I feel like if my mate doesn't believe in a higher being, and like I said, I don't want to say a specific religion, but a higher being, that means through the bad times and through the worst times in our marriage, what are you going to lean on? Like, what is your support system and your internal support system? What are you going to lean on when you're in the darkest space of your life? What hope is gonna, or faith is gonna pull you out of that darkest place in your life?
All right, so that's one for you. Come on.
Yeah, you're at the head of our family.
Two more.
So I need you to believe that, that
I don't want to
things
go
are
down
going to
that
get better,
religion
or
lane.
there's going to be a way out of this.
It's
And
too
that's why I
touchy for a
said
lot of
believing
people.
in a higher being.
No, I just understand that there are a lot of atheists. There are millions of atheists that go through tough times and get through. I don't know what they lean on. I ain't never. There's atheists that I know that I go to for advice, and we just never talk about. I mean, there are a lot of people who don't go to AA because of the word God being brought up, and we have to let them know
I say
that
higher being. Like in therapy, we say higher being. Like, what's your belief system? Do you believe in a higher being?
Yeah, that's a cute way. We know what we're going to. When we say higher being, we're saying you have to have faith in something other than yourself. So go ahead. What's your next check? What's another one?
They gotta have a job. Oh, go ahead.
Can she say it? Oh my God.
I'm just assuming, Mo. Go ahead.
Credit score is not important to me, but you have to have something or some type of plan to sustain yourself in life. And I think that's for anybody. If you choose to say, look, I don't care if my man work or not, being a good provider is very important to me and a mate.
So
and I'm
God,
not saying somebody
you gotta be a provider. You want
care
somebody
of
to
me,
take care
meaning
of you.
like I'm sitting there not working, not doing anything, but a provider. And that's a broad word. A lot of things fall up under being a good provider, because that means I put feelings in that box as well, like being able to be emotionally available to me and our family. So yes, all of that falls up under there.
I can date somebody who's unemployed. I mean, just date.
Yeah, but at this point in life, aren't you dating to find a mate?
No, I get it. But I'm saying when you're in your 20s, in your 20s, you can date people who are unemployed. In my opinion, I can date somebody who's unemployed. I ain't trying to take this any further. If I see that you are, what do they call that?
She's got ambitions.
When you do something constantly, you are habitual, not habitual, but there's another word.
You're constantly switching jobs or constantly trying to find yourself.
Or you're a serial unemployment. You're like you're like you ain't had a job in 5 years. I got a problem. Like, you ain't had a job in how long? You've been living up.
They hustle. What
if
they
it's hard out
what
here.
if they're entrepreneurs? Because there's plenty of
I'm good with that. That's a job.
Yeah, that's a job. That's a job.
I'm talking about you just sitting home collecting checks.
People who are entrepreneurs and be like, but you're unemployed. They don't respect entrepreneurial spirits.
They got dreams. They got dreams. They got big dreams.
Like, I got questions if you've been living off the child support checks for the last 7 years and you ain't had a job. Like, I got questions on that. But I'll date you. Like, you can date.
All right, so Mo, you got to be a God-fearing man. You got to be a provider. What's your last one, Mo?
Come back to me.
So you only got two.
You ain't worried about them looking good?
I have more, but you said I got to choose 4, so I'm trying to choose wisely.
I was just saying 3, but I mean, no one really got it. I was just trying to get an idea.
Only got 2 more.
4 is good. I just think when you get past 4, well, we ain't. But okay, good with kids. If you want to have kids, good with kids. You got kids, so you good with kids.
I'm not sleepy.
Okay, Shawn.
I've been sick, Facebook user.
Yeah, she had to spend a night in a hospital. Hold on.
Yeah.
Like, we're trying to slow her down. We're trying to slow her down, actually. So give me your list, your 4 boxes. Maybe it should be more 4. Give me 4. And Mo got one more left.
4. Well, they definitely have to be. They definitely have to have a job. They have to be able to provide income for themselves. So if that's they're an entrepreneur, that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. As long as they can take care of them, that's good. Definitely, I do want a provider. We talking about dating or like serious relationship?
Dating for a serious relationship. We're gonna. This is dating for a serious relationship.
If we're dating for a serious relationship, then yes, they need to be They need to be a provider, and with provider, a lot of things fall up under that.
Mhm.
And I guess for the sake of time, I'll just break. I guess we'll break that down to. I definitely need somebody that is there to support in many areas emotionally, and then like support what I do.
Supportive, emotionally supportive.
Very supportive. What's that?
So there's
3?
That's 2.
That's two. There's no
2?
money, no
Okay.
money involved with supporting. So
And you
that's
still
good.
ain't attracted to this person.
Yeah, you want a
Well,
provider and
that's
someone that's
next. Yeah, they
What
need
supportive.
falls
to.
under provider?
I want somebody that's attractive to me. They might not necessarily be attractive to everybody else,
Yeah, that's all that matters.
but
That's all that matters.
yeah, as long as they're attractive, because the aesthetics, I mean, all that can change. You can have a car accident, your face get cut up, so that doesn't matter. But and their heart has to be right. If their heart is right, they got to have a
I
conscience.
feel like they BS.
They have to have a conscience, be able to communicate,
Right.
listen, express. All of that is important.
Damn, did I
Which
say
leads
you-
me to, did y'all see the thing that Joyce Meyer put up about the new store in New York?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna play this for y'all because this goes right in line with what we're talking about now.
Boom,
this is
boom.
fun.
And while
Let's
she's
see
looking
this.
for that clip,
It's
I'll
the
use my
husband
next
store.
one. Oh, go. I'll wait. Go
Oh
ahead.
yeah, the husband story. This is what I wanted. This that was hilarious. Play this.
It's a new store.
Can y'all hear
in
it?
New York City.
It's a double.
And it is the husband store.
It's a double.
And if you
Double
want a
echo.
husband, you can go there and shop.
Playing
one.
twice.
Now, there are some guidelines to shopping at the store. There are 6 floors in the store. Once you visit a floor and leave that floor and go to the next floor, you can't go back down. So there's none of this like looking at all the merchandise and then deciding what you want. So a woman went to the husband store, and on the first floor, the sign read, "These men have jobs." She thought, wow, a man with a job. That would be really good. She thought about it, but she thought, well, I have to see what's on the second floor. So she went to the second floor. These men have jobs and they love kids. She thought, wow, this is getting sweeter by the minute. But she had to see what was on the third floor. These men have jobs, love kids, and are extremely good looking. Well, I don't know, maybe I just find somebody on this floor, that sounds good. But still, she felt compelled to keep looking. Went to the fourth floor where the sign read, "These men have jobs, love kids, and are drop dead good looking, and they help with the housework." Come on, ladies, now. I mean, I tell you, I've been married to my guy 50 years. And he does dishes. He does laundry. He gets the bed ready at night. And he plays all the golf he wants to. She thought, wow, jobs, loves kids, good looking, helps with the housework. Oh, mercy me, she thought I can hardly stand it. And yet she had to go see what was on the fifth floor. These men have jobs, love kids, are drop dead gorgeous. Excuse me, I'm a little voice-ish here. And they have a strong romantic streak. Come on, housework and romance. But she thought, well, it keeps getting better, so I just have to find out what is on the top floor. The top floor, the sign read, "You are visitor 31,456,012 to this floor. There are no men on this floor. This floor exists solely as proof that women are impossible to please."
Dang.
I love it when a woman says
Wow.
Yes.
Let me bring in Kamari. He's been sitting and waiting until the team.
I love it. I love it
While
when a
we're
woman
bringing him-
when a woman
while
says
we're while we're bringing him up, I'll use my third because I had 4, right? The third is being malleable.
I don't know what that means.
What a
I like
word.
the word.
Once again,
That's
like
a SAT word.
I like it. What's Malibu? What exactly is
that's the
Malibu?
real word.
I just know you can live in a place called Malibu.
We forget that we I never heard of that place, but we forget that when we're in relationships that we have to grow with one another. So malleable just means that you're you're mendable, you're open to bending and changing with your mate. So for me, that's really important because I'm not the same person I was 5 years ago, 10 years ago. And we're not talking about, big character changes. We're talking about just growth. So that's what that's one of the important things.
Impossible to
for me.
please. That was my takeaway.
That is amazing.
Jay, why are you still on that? We passed that now. That video's been over for like a minute.
No. That's why I try and tell y'all, and I tell men and women, stop having all these goddamn check boxes because it's impossible. No. I'm not. I didn't talk about you. I wasn't talking about you.
Talking about this video, Joyce Meyer.
That's what I'm saying. When you got 10 boxes that you need to be checked, and you and your girlfriends or you and your homies got all these boxes that need to be checked, and wonder why you can't find somebody to check all these goddamn boxes. Like, is there a genie that you're working with or something that's gonna?
No, it's how the people are taught now. You hear it all the time. It wasn't always like that. Like if we went back to what traditions were, and I know some people don't want to do that. I'm very traditional. I'm very traditional, and I believe in traditional roles, and I just think it's easier that way. That's my opinion. I'm not saying that's what y'all got to do. I'm just saying, in my opinion, when I look at it, that's what I saw with my grandmother and my grandfather. That's the relationship that worked. Anything that was different from that did not work, and there was a lot of other stuff. Even though there were issues that my grandparents had, but the basis of it, they were traditional and they were married 80-some years. You know what I'm saying? So it's something about that formula that works. But when it became, you don't want to bend and, some of these things that were put into us that told us differently from, how things were, then that kind of changed it.
And I
me personally, I don't want to be. I am very independent. I'm a very independent woman, but I'm independent because that's what I have to be. Is that what I want to be? No, that's not what I want to be, but that's what I have to be.
Financial rebel. I want to get to your
hey, Kamari.
Hey, Kamari. I want to
Happy Monday.
I want to get to your boxes. I want to get to your three. I thought it was I say 4 boxes is more than enough, but then I forgot you got to add. Are they good with kids? If you want to have kids, but real quick on what Shawnee said about traditions, and I agree. Marriages lasted longer, but there were a lot of people who stayed in marriages that were horrendous. Not saying your grandparents. There were a lot of people who stayed in marriages that were horrendous.
That was my immediate thought.
Yeah.
And what happened was they wound up raising kids in toxic houses. We didn't know what toxic was back then.
Yeah.
And then we continued the line and we continued that. Because listen, me getting kicked out the house, I laughed. Me and my mom laughed because my dad should have been kicked out the house. But he wasn't because of tradition. And it was basically, I'm not leaving my house, no matter how mad everybody is at me, no matter what I did to offend everybody, no matter what I did to hurt people's feelings. This is my house. I pay these bills and I'm going to stay here. That was tradition.
But when I hear that word, though, tradition, I always wonder whose tradition are we talking about? And that's just the nerd in me. So I never know how to go with that.
Traditions and traumas.
Tradition and trauma.
I'll put it in that box.
So what are your boxes? If you got 4 boxes for your mate, obviously we know you're already married and everything like that. But what are your 4 boxes that you would have if you were dating right now? If you were dating right now, dating seriously, like you were dating somebody and you were deciding if this person is going to be the one to go to the next step.
Let me make sure the coast is clear.
You're happily married and you love your wife.
Y'all trying to get me kicked out.
No, this is for the show.
But you know, me following tradition, I could do whatever I want.
Right. We're following tradition. Yeah, exactly.
No. Just all the jokes done. So for me, I would want to be with someone who knows who they are and what their purpose is.
Is that two or one? Is that going to be? Are we going to break that apart? Or is that going to be one? Who and what they are?
I would say it's one.
That's one. Okay, yeah. We'll go with the one.
It all kinds of comes into play, right? You know what they want to do in life. Two, is this dating or marriage?
We're dating to get married. Like, this is the person that you want to decide, am I going to take it further? No. You're in a relationship, but you want to know now take it to you want to give her the engagement ring. So these are the boxes that you have to check before you give her the engagement ring. Some of y'all be getting engaged all millions. Some of y'all bastards be getting engaged just to get forgiven.
All right, so purpose. We would have that similar values. So that's box 2 values.
Okay. You got 2 more. Pick wisely.
A thinker.
All right. You got everything. Go ahead. Got one more.
Has a sense of spirituality.
All right. So where she has all this stuff and you're not physically attracted to her?
We wouldn't have been dating in the first place.
So that's one of your boxes. That's one of your boxes.
No.
So that's one of your boxes.
That's one of your boxes.
No.
It only
y'all
the only way
y'all questions better.
All right. Well,
I said we were already dating. We wouldn't have got to that stage if we weren't attracted to each other.
But that means you have to be attractive. Like, I get what you're saying. Yeah, we should have stated that. That means you have to be physically attractive. So that does take up a box.
No. All right. So, like you said, to get married.
No.
You said to get married. So you said we were dating already.
Right.
So that's a given. No?
No, that still has to be part of the box.
It's not a given for some people.
Oh, damn.
So
I'm sticking with what I got.
So which one you want to take away? The deep thinker?
I'm gonna stick with what I got.
I thought he was gonna say manage money. You know, you the financial rebel. You was gonna put this thing out to manage.
Well, he said same values. So you're talking about values. Money can fall. You know, money management can fall into your values.
Yes, ma'am.
Values. No, that technically is not right because it depends on what you value. Some people have heavy moral values and don't value money.
That is true too. But I said our values.
Under that too. I mean, you can put everything under that. You can put those things under that box.
Y'all have to agree on values then.
We got that very similar values.
So you're going to have the conversation about these similar values.
So 8 out of 10, you know, we got to be kind of close.
Okay, 8 out of 10 is not bad. Damn, 8 out of 10 is tough. How about 7 out of 10?
No, that's a B.
A B.
That's a B.
Well, it depends on what grading system, because now the kids got, I don't know what grading system they got these days.
Yeah, I just wait till the end. Believe in your own abilities. That's one of your check. Okay, I get it. Believe in your own abilities. Like dating with a purpose, top 4. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Women are impossible to satisfy. That's what the white lady said. That's what the white lady said.
Hey, Dr. Bell Nutrition.
But Kamari also felt like spirituality was important to him for his mate. And why is that important to you?
Why is that? Because I'm spiritual. I mean, I know some people have a hard time differentiating between spirituality and religion.
Yeah.
I would just say that there is a belief in something greater than oneself. Not that, because I heard what Mike said earlier too, right? Not that, because in the rough times, I still want to believe in me because I believe that the creator put everything in me that needs to be done. So I can still rely on me and not go into an outside source. But knowing that there's something bigger than just you, it seems, in my opinion, it seems like the people who don't have any sense of spirituality oftentimes are misguided and are very, very selfish.
See, and I just haven't had that experience. Like the people who are atheists that I've met.
If you want to hear what's going on IG, you gotta log on to YouTube, to Media Room 360 on YouTube, or either Facebook or Twitch.
and I'm
or
trying to
Twitter
get
or LinkedIn,
and the
and then
reason
you can
why
hear everybody.
and the reason why everybody ain't on there, I like to repeat this. Mo has been banned from Instagram. I don't know why, what she did, but she won't tell us what she did. She can't get back on. She literally has to go to the Apple Store. We don't know what type of Pornhub was popping on there. I don't know.
Too many toys.
I don't know if she never exited out
She was
and
doing
they
too
found
much.
out about it, because I did that one time long ago. Jay Black is not on Instagram right now because he has an Android, and that's not a real phone. And what it is that when he gets on IG Live, he echoes out to the point where then y'all
Wait, it's
start.
not just me. It's not just me.
My phone just
It's not
started
just
all
you.
after you.
All
All of
right,
a
so
sudden,
can
mine
I get
started
an
doing it.
official apology from Shawnee and the show?
What do I need to apologize for?
Oh, because you was throwing me under the table heavy.
Yeah, but you brought the echo. You did.
That's not
Financial Rebel was the only person who ever been on IG Live who brought static, like it was a radio station, like it was actual static. Like we were trying.
All right, Mike, I need an apology from you too. All y'all hurt my feelings.
Okay,
Do you
well,
wanna
I
get on-
apologize
try and get on
for
IG
hurting
Live
your
now.
feelings, Kamari.
No, because then Shawnee's gonna air me out.
And Kamar is one of the coolest people. We did not mean to hurt your feelings, and we can't lose any more guests. We can't lose any more guests.
No.
We can't lose anybody else. We can't lose
Wait,
any.
y'all lost a guest?
A long time ago.
Somebody
Mid-
else. Oh, okay.
Mid-show?
Yeah,
Mid-show?
yeah. This happy family friendly show.
way.
Can you believe it? This family friendly show lost a guest. Multiple guests.
Yeah, viewers too.
Viewers too.
Viewers too. They got bad too. They got bad too. They was what? Bill Cosby's what? Hey, say the Jello pudding pop man.
Now we talking about Bill Cosby or Dr. Huxtable.
We thought no, it was Bill Cosby. Everybody loved Dr. Huxtable. Everybody loved Dr. and the sweaters. And, can you get on IG?
I'm working on it now.
Okay. All right. What questions? What money questions that we have, since we are at the highest point of inflation since the 80s, which I thought was crazy.
Wow.
That we have now hit a situation where inflation hasn't been bad to a person named Olivia Newton-John had a #1 song out called Physical. Y'all don't even remember this.
I remember that.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yep. She was #1 when inflation was this high. The gas prices.
So what is in our future? Will the gas prices go down? Will employers pay
you think
more
he got
money?
cards? You think you're talking to a?
No, like,
I know. Like, is he the financial?
They see
medium
person.
They see a path. They know if mortgage rates are going to go down. They know if interest rates are going to go. Like, he has a path that they can predict and see. So I'm just trying to see, is there will employers pay their staff more money to offset the fact that food is more money, that gas is more money? Like, people are in the matrix right now. So what do you see as a path for us? What's next?
Going back to money, employers are already paying people more money now, right? Problem is, people don't want to. I don't want to say don't want to work, but there's a lot of people who are not staying in jobs and then applying for jobs. But there's a lot of jobs out there. And here's the key. If you have skills, you can get a job and you can make good money. That's still true today. But if you are someone who doesn't have any skills, hasn't put the time, effort, sweat, blood, and tears into getting more skills, then you're going to be kind of stuck with minimum wage. There's a lot of people that believe they should just make more money just because. And they can't explain to you what value they bring, what skills they have, or any of that. But so that's already there. Now, I will say this. I do believe people should make money, right? But again, you got to do something for it. But employers have been paying more. I mean, at one point, they was giving $1,500 sign-on bonuses at McDonald's. So,
I just seen the sign for McDonald's that said $30,000 a year.
But with rent going up,
an hour.
All right, that helps them for that 1 month.
For McDonald's.
But that's not enough, though.
For someone who has no skill set,
right?
Who has no training, and I'm not talking about
can't live off that.
But just no training or any other skill set. That looks very appealing to somebody who doesn't have a skill set.
Well, that's when you shack up with somebody else.
They gonna pay? Yeah, they can't pay rent. They can't pay a car note. They can't get gas. Everything is so inflated. Like, rent is ridiculous.
If
And
your
a lot
rent
of
is
people
1,500 a
are
month, that's
doing that.
20 right there.
Yeah,
That's
but
20
some,
grand.
I mean,
Yeah.
up here, up north, I see people riding bikes to work. I see people riding those scooters who have traded in their car for those what is it? The scooters that go like
Yeah,
45
electric
miles per
scooters,
hour,
gas
60
scooters,
miles per
yeah.
hour. I've seen it all.
The thing I have a problem with employers, and I'm not pushing back on you, Financial Rebel, but I guess I kind of am, is that they have been cheap and they have shortchanged employees for so long that now the money that they say we're paying more money. No, that's what you should have been paying a long time ago.
I would agree with that in certain
The minimum
instances.
wage should have been $15 in major cities 10 years ago.
I don't know about all that. I mean,
yes, most definitely, because
I'm gonna tell you my thoughts on minimum wage. Like, I don't really care about minimum wage. Everybody wants to focus on minimum wage, right? There's over 10 million tech jobs that are unfilled right now, and we want to talk about solving this income gap and this wealth gap. You don't do that by focusing on the least common denominator, which is minimum wage. I get it. Yeah, I feel you. It should have gone up, but that's not a focus of mine. I want to focus on getting to that real chicken, getting to the real money.
And I'm not disagreeing with that. That's 100% correct. My thing is when Amazon is sitting here trying to tell us that they're showing off on how much money that they're paying their employees, it's bullshit. Because the richest man in the world can basically make sure these employees. The richest man in the world didn't want his company to have a union.
No, that's why he stepped up.
And now he's supposed to be applauded.
But I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this real quick.
Well, let me just finish this thought. You're talking about the future of, yes, tech jobs. We need to raise our kids. Number one, the disparity in education is amazing, and they'll always keep it like that.
Horrendous.
It's horrendous, the disparity that goes on. But for the person who is 35 or 40 years old that has already gone through that system, that minimum wage means a lot. Because they should be able to earn a minimum wage where they can actually live, pay a rent, and help the economy. So all of these big companies out here who are now trying to pound their chest like, we're paying so much. You're not.
So first of all, like, we've got minimum wage jacked up, right? Minimum wage is for entry workers, high school, fresh out of college, people who have low to no skills, low to no job experience. What has happened is people have gotten complacent. Yes, schools are terrible, right? But at some point, you got to take ownership of yourself. You got to take responsibility and say, do I want to be in this same position 5, 10, 15 years now? And what am I going to do to change it? Do you know how many free training programs there are right now? There's like a gabillion of them. There's a lot.
And I know you just talked about the tech, the tech jobs and how many tech jobs are out there. If you notice, they're pushing a lot of these 6-month tech training schools now versus going to a 4-year college to become an IT tech or just in the tech industry, period.
What are we looking at?
That's just average salaries per state for household. Just give an idea. The average salary. So in PA is about $50,000 is what the average family is making.
But you do know that when you look at it from a family standpoint, if $50,000 in a 3-family or 4-family household, you're living in the below the poverty line. Even though you can pay your mortgage or pay your rent with that $50,000 a year and feed your family, possibly have a small car or a used car, small low car insurance, you are living below the poverty line. So I think that people are missing or there's a huge gap in understanding that although I can live, what is my quality of life looking like, or what is my family's quality of life looking like on that small amount of money?
And God forbid you get a flat tire, right?
Hour, if you do the math, $16 an hour. If I work 40 hours a week, that's $640 a week, right? Before taxes. Per month, that's $3,760, right? Then when you start taking, say your mortgage is $1,600 a month.
$16 an hour at 40 hours and 52 weeks is $33,000 a year.
That's why I said I use the McDonald's model as a talking point. because you can still survive. You can still raise your family, right? But that's the bare bone minimums.
You're driving Lyft or Uber afterwards.
I'm sorry?
You're driving Lyft or Uber afterwards. Like you're not,
and that's only if you want to make more. But what I'm saying is surviving off of just that amount of money, is it doable? Yes.
I don't know, because if you rent, but if you're paying, you're paying $25,000 of that in rent. So now you're living off $8,000 for the year, and this is all before taxes.
No, the problem is that the middle class has always been the place that they've taken everything from, and we've been the people that have been accountable. Higher middle class, lower middle class, I guess middle class, has always been, and now those people are being put in a situation where if the middle class fucks up, we're in trouble. Because there's no one else to tax, because they refuse to tax the people that should be taxed. They refuse to do that. So I don't know what go, and financial, you know more than me, obviously. When Jay asked about the gas prices, people, I just read a whole article.
$5.57 a gallon yesterday.
I just read a whole article.
Listen, I had a whole conniption the other day about gas prices.
Exxon, Chevron, BP are still making billions in profit. There's no reason for the gas prices except their profits are normally higher in the billions.
They said Joey B did it. You see, they sticker, it said I did that. They got Joey B at the gas pumps pointing at your total saying, I did that.
Joey B didn't do that.
I know we laugh at that, but that's some of the stupidest stuff ever.
It is.
Joey B didn't do that, and it's deeper than just the oil companies, right? There's a lot of things.
We need someone to blame.
Yes, we definitely need to. And I got my, let me make sure my sound's all the way down.
That's not you. That's coming from Mike.
That's
I just joined.
How would it be me if I was already on there?
I just joined.
It just happened.
Yeah, he just joined it.
It's probably me. It's me this time.
Go ahead, finish your thought, Kamari.
I was trying to give you a reprieve, Kamari.
Yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. But I'll say this, right? Oil and gas prices are super, super way more complicated than just Joey B. And I'm gonna disconnect Mike.
Go ahead.
It's deeper than that, right? There's a lot of things going on right now. There has been a whole lot of oil and gas drilling, so that means supply is a lot lower. Russia and Ukraine is putting extraordinary pressure on oil, gas, and flight mileage, or kerosene is what they use for flying. All of those things are going up because of this new pressure. Right. Plus, then you got the super cartel, OPEC, who basically changes any and everything as it relates to oil prices whenever they so choose. They say, you know what? Oil prices aren't high enough for us to make profits, so we're not going to produce anymore. So that pushes oil prices higher because supply is low, demand is still high, and they make more money.
What's the answer?
So the answer is complicated, and I know everybody wants this one word, one sentence answer. It just doesn't always work like that. It's a lot of different things, but gas prices probably are not going down anytime sooner unless OPEC really, really, really steps in. And they said they were going to increase production, which has helped gas prices a little bit. Oil prices are like $118 a barrel right now, but there's a lot of other things going on.
So this is our new normal. We need to just get used to this, is what you're saying.
That's what they want us to do. That's what they want us to do. They want us to
I don't think they. Well, when you say they, which they are we talking about?
Oil companies. That's what they want. They want to get it regular. When the prices in Los Angeles are at a point where if you would have told somebody that the gas would be at $8 and $9 a gallon, we would look at you like you were crazy 5 years ago. I'm like, you're stupid. Stop being, you're being ridiculous. So now, if you're in LA and the gas is at $8 or $9 a gallon, and it goes down to $6 a gallon, they got you, because you're gonna be like, oh, that's a lot better than 8 or 9.
Right, but guess what? If everybody would stop buying these gas guzzling vehicles, things would change as well. But everybody wants their They're
Brother,
big. They're big thing. They're
I
big.
have a
I don't
small
have a
ass.
car note
I
right
have a
now, but
small
the next
ass.
car I get,
I have a small ass BMW.
Yeah, that's you.
No. Listen, it's $85. If I let it go to E,
And that's premium, right?
yes,
Yeah, it takes premium.
So
that's
I we both drive
$85 for
Infinity.
a little ass car.
So what you're saying is, if everyone had electric cars, they wouldn't have this supply and demand. But then
Well,
you're
I'm
giving
seeing
them
a
more
lot of
money
Teslas
towards
on the
the.
road though, J Black now up here. I'm seeing a lot of not the top of the line Teslas, but the smaller Teslas. I'm seeing a lot more of them on the road.
So you spend more money for
York,
the
New Jersey
electric
area.
car. It's going to help you in the long run with gas.
Potentially, but wait until you got to replace those electric car batteries. They ain't no joke.
So we screwed. That's what I'm saying. Is this our new reality? We need to just figure out how to make more money so we can live, because you need your car. So people complain about the gas, like as much as I hate it, $122 for me, Mike, every 10 days, by the way.
Yeah,
every 10 days.
It's not
Mine
every
is
10
every
days.
week.
Every 10 days, $122. But I do have an SUV. But the reality is you got to pay it. So I don't complain because I need to go, right? I got to pay it. So what complaining ain't doing nothing. So if there's no long-term solution, which is this is our new reality, is what it is. We just got to adjust. That's why I'm trying to get into that mindset. Adjust.
But if
and
you don't
accept
complain, and you don't threaten people's jobs and these politicians, if you don't complain and you become submissive to it, there'll never be any repercussions.
Two things can be true at the same time, right? So yes, Jay, we should be trying to figure out ways to make more money. Most people do not maximize their earning potential. And yes, the other part is true too, Mike, that yeah, we should complain and we should put pressure on the next. Like everybody always talks about getting rich and doing what the 1% does. The 1% are not passive. They get it popping. They apply pressure and they figure out ways to make more money. Both of the things can be true. You know, so I mean, you don't have to just be a one-trick pony. You can walk a true bubblegum and do various things. But going back to the original thing, right? Food is going to be a problem too. Food prices are already up. They're going to go up even higher as well. This war, I mean, I know everybody's saying, why should I be concerned about what's going on with Russia and Ukraine? That's not bothering Black folks. But now we're seeing chicken wing prices going up. We're seeing bread prices going up. We're seeing corn prices go up.
Flour.
All of it.
Think of all of our baking goods, all of our fried foods that we love so much. The flour, nobody knew before this war or paid attention that most of our flour, a good yield of our flour, comes from Ukraine. So how do you
made from wheat?
Yeah.
Yep.
And Kathy Black, it's not the electric car charging that is messing up Texas with their grids. I was there during the snowstorm.
No,
they were told to revamp those grids over 20 years ago.
Yes.
Now the people in Texas say that the rest of us are crazy though. The people
the only state. Aren't you guys the only state that's on your own grid in Texas?
They're on their own grid, a grid that they were told, politicians and governors were told for years, they better remodel this grid because if it gets below a certain temperature, they predicted that was going to happen. That was way before any electric car was even popping. That they were warned about that.
I think she's just saying in general, if everyone has electric cars, and that will be the next issue that the outlets can't supply. You don't have enough charging stations, and like it'll be the next issue. Is always something else.
Well, that's called the infrastructure that Obama had been talking about for 8 years of rebuilding the infrastructure of this country. And people, were like, well, infrastructure, you're worried about bridges and trains and stuff like that. And the infrastructure is pretty important in this country. It's just that for some reason we don't seem to take it seriously
because we don't see the direct effect of it. But if the infrastructure is left and you keep swiping it off the table when they come to address it, how do you think your goods and your things, your products get to you?
And real quick on Texas, I don't want to alienate people, but on Texas, first they said the grids were going to fail because the grids weren't used to 0-degree weather, right? Now they're saying that the grids will fail because it's going to be too hot. Since when in the fuck has Texas not been hot? Since when?
That storm with you, Mike, when it got cold.
Yes. Like I'm in my car with the heat on. So Texas legendary can have 6 to 7 straight days of 100-degree weather. It happens. Forever it's been happening. Now you're going to tell me the grid's going to fail because it's too hot? Like that's a whole different story, Kathy, but I get what you're saying. And I understand. I don't know what's going to happen because I know, listen, man, Joe Biden ain't my favorite president. He ain't my favorite person. But the fact that y'all blaming him for this, like,
I mean, and honestly,
I don't know what you want him to
take
do.
some level of culpability too as citizens, because it starts on a local level. Who are you voting for? Who are you putting in Senate?
Facts.
Those are the things that you really need to be looking at.
Super facts.
But it's more than one person. They all know. No matter who you put there, they still need the support of a bunch of other people that ain't going to agree. And it feel like it's never ending.
But
No,
there
but
is power in the vote of the people, Jay Black.
Not if you need the other 50 people to agree with you. You're just one person trying to put something out there. If they disagree, half the party, you're screwed.
No, but then that's incumbent upon the elected officials to be able to work with other elected officials. But if you're sending people to Congress and Senate who have no clue, no accountability, and you're expecting something different to happen just because they gave you a good speech and kissed a couple of babies, I don't. What do you think's going to happen? Not to mention that most of the people don't vote. Most of the people don't show up.
We just had an election here, and only 10% of the voters in my city actually came out to vote.
And they voted for Dr. Oz.
10%.
Dr. Oz won.
10%. That's extremely low.
Yeah.
But wait a minute, let's. I know the show wasn't supposed to be all politics, right? But since we're there, let's talk about this because we always focus on the senators, the congressman, and president. What about judges? There's no corralling or getting around or having to get cooperation for judges. They apply the law, but we've seen that judges can be terribly corrupt. How do judges get there? They get elected.
Especially the appointed ones who actually don't even have to have a Juris Doctorate, who run and win and get in these seats or these appointments.
And I'm gonna. And I just want to
elected.
I just want to say this for the to defend the people. To defend the people here. This is where the ploy and the plan kicks in. Overwhelm people with so much stuff, then tell them why you're trying to handle taking care of your family and survive. We need you to also be knowledgeable on what judges to vote for, what senators to vote for. We need you to find their background and research, and because you can't just trust CNN or Fox. So they realize what they're doing. You're trying to figure out how to make money to put enough gas in your tank, and then they go like, they're not gonna have time to research me.
But every week there's a new meme, there's a new trend that's popping, and people figure out how to do all this fantastical video, dances, all kinds of stuff. They can figure all that out. But you're telling me we are not smart enough to figure out who are good people to put in office.
Because the people doing the memes are normally not the people who are trying to pay the bills for the family.
No, he's right. I took time to Google Black China celebrity fight. I wanted to watch this stupid fight. I could have been researching a candidate. Instead, I'm looking, let me see what Black China, how that fight goes.
We don't even know who the candidates are.
No, but you missed the point. Jay got it this time. Jay got it right this time. Mike.
But what I'm saying is, Jay don't even know. Jay, what candidates would you have Googled?
No, but I get what you said. I don't know that, but I can do the research to figure out who's running for. I can.
What are you going to Google? What are you going to Google?
How many people watched the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial? A lot.
A lot of people watched that trial.
How is that impacting anybody's life? Right? People are sending me Diddy's new interview with Young Miami.
Young Miami.
Like, and I'm a Diddy fan, but why do I care? But people will send that kind of stuff. I mean, y'all get it. I even send y'all memes and jokes sometimes in our inbox. Like, we all do it. So I'm not throwing no shade, but what's the priority at this point? Yes, Mike, I agree with you. The system is jacked up. The system is rigged for us to basically be ignorant, stupid ignoramuses. But at what point are we going to say, no, I want to be smart? Because I know all the people who are actually making money are smart and informed. So I'm going to start getting smart and informed. And on top of that, I'm going to start organizing. So I'm going to get my issues pushed through.
And I think we need more people like you stating stuff like this. I agree with you. All I'm saying is that there's a system that was created to form things like Instagram and Twitter and to make sure that we're distracted, and they know exactly how to deal with our mental, how to stimulate us, how to get us away from certain things, and how to attract us. They've done this for 60, 70 years, and they figured out how to get our attention. And when 60 Minutes does stories like this, we're not watching them.
I guess I'm lucky because my dad used to watch 60 Minutes.
Yes, me too. That's why I watch it.
Yeah,
That's what. That is funny. That is exactly why I watch 60 Minutes and see the mental manipulation on how people get hundreds of millions of dollars to figure out how to keep us distracted. Like in certain countries, is it China or Japan? You cannot put buffoonery on your social media. You can't do dances on your social media.
Really?
Yes.
You're paid, your entertainment. Wow, you can't even do that.
Yeah, they go like, that's not what it's for. But they got us. They got us, and it's a weird web. But guys, like, financially, making us financially literate, I think, can be something that can get us freedom.
I mean, but to be honest though, it's not just financial, right? We have a literacy problem.
Yeah, period.
My dad used to say most people are functional illiterates, and I didn't understand what he was talking about at the time, and now I get it. I so get it now.
Yes,
functional.
I see it all the time, Kamari.
Yeah, I see it a lot.
And some are people who wear big suits.
Yes,
and you know what it is. And another thing, and let me just bring this back to radio. Radio will tell you everybody has a short attention span. No, you trained them to have a short attention span.
Yes.
You trained them on radio because the people who are making hundreds of millions of dollars, their audience doesn't have a short attention span because Howard Stern, for whatever you may think of him, didn't train his audience to listen in 2-minute segments. He trained his audience to actually sit there. So it's like reading a book. Like Instagram has trained people that if a caption is too long, the running joke used to be this: if you want to hide the secret of life, put it in the book.
And that's true.
Now,
but I'll say this about Howard Stern, right? Because I'm low key a Howard Stern fanboy. Not for the obvious reasons though. If you ever listen to Howard, like I love doing an interview. Howard is one of the most masterful interviewers there are. But Mike, he plays to that same algorithm that you're talking about. That old Baba Booey and all those other skits, they're short 2-minute skits. Yeah. And he does feed into that. All that outrageous, outlandish stuff. He feeds into that. That shock jock stuff, he feeds into that. So he can bring them into the more longer range type stuff.
And he even made a change with the shock jock thing. He said it when he went to Sirius that he couldn't run that bit. Yeah. He couldn't play like I'm edgy because you didn't have any rules. So then he became that type of interviewer that you talk about now, even though I think he's the white version sometimes of asking questions so fast because he's so excited to interview some people that it just goes crazy. Now he's nowhere close to Nori. People, no disrespect.
Nori's getting better. He's getting better.
He's not.
He is.
So we got
all right, Mike. So let's do this. I swear to God, we can bet on this. If you go to Drink Champs' first season of him interviewing to now, it's different.
Night and day.
Nori actually gets prepared for interviews. Yeah, it's like it's night and day.
You got notes.
Once again, I'm going to tell you guys something. If you see me playing basketball and I absolutely can't dribble, and then 7 years later you're like, look, he can actually dribble. That I still suck at basketball.
But all right, so now you're going to a different. I'll say this though. Part of the reasons for the success of Drink Champs is because of Nori's relationships and his ability to make people comfortable. That's a skill. That's a skill.
Love the concept is genius.
Plus, they're drunk.
No. I watched the show. I just finished watching. Dog, I think I've watched I don't know how many episodes they have, but literally, I know I've watched over 100 Drink Chat episodes.
You could have been researching.
And I've dealt with the. I love Nori, but even Busta Rhymes in the interview had to say, "Chill, and let me answer this question."
Relax, son.
Like I saw him do it with Joel Santana. It's like just
I didn't get to that one yet. Yeah.
All right, we gotta wrap.
Excellent interview. Oh, we gotta wrap up.
And shout out to Action. He's back. He made it home. He's finished his bike ride. Congrats. He's back home. Age Rides was a huge success. Glad
and can I want to shout out Wallow, because I think Wallow career is about to go up in a way that's going to be crazy, because I really think Wallow's going to be a gifted. I think him and Gilly do a great job with their interviews, but I think Wallow is going to take his interview skills somewhere really different. Like I'm really impressed by that interview they did with Jay Prince that I watched, and I thought that was an excellent interview. So shout out to them guys and everybody doing it. Financial Rebel, anything you want to promote before you get out of here real quick?
I'll just say this because we never got to finish up the economics piece. Things are going to be rough for a while. Food's going up, gas is going up, home prices are going up. You got to figure out how to make your income and your money go up too. And Tamara, yes, I might be hiring, so hit me up.
He might be hiring, so hit Financial Rebel up, y'all.
I said, you know anybody selling food stamps? Can I get an EBT?
Listen, that's always going to be a thing.
We gotta go.
Roddy Perry Live is up next. Make sure you check in. They got the 30-pound weight loss mission. Love me for who I am, not who you want me to be. Because I can never be that. And understand there's only one thing in life that's guaranteed. It will end. So enjoy every minute, every second. If something is funny, laugh your ass off. You fight for likes. You fight for views. You fight for parking spots. Fight for your happiness and never let anybody take that from you. Michael, Shawn, and the TakeOver Legends. We will see you tomorrow morning. Rodney Perry Live is up next. Yeah.
Michael, Shawn, and the TakeOver Legends, where the truth hurts, but also makes you laugh.